is Laura. Today I have another Forever Young yoga class for you, and this one has a good bit of arm work in it. So we will get started in our child's pose position and we'll move pretty quickly from there. So when you're ready to go, join me in child's pose. We'll go ahead and come on down. Knees are nice and wide. Settle the hips back, walk the hands forward, and rest the forehead down. So begin by resting the shoulders, resting the wrists, the fingers. Taking a moment to settle the breath. Then begin walking the hands over to the right as far as they'll go. Turn your head to look under the right arm. Relax the head down towards the mat. We'll bring the hands back to the center and then over to the left. We'll turn your head to look under the left arm. Then bring the hands back to center, relax the forehead down, walk the hands further forward, deepening the stretch in your shoulder. Take one more deep breath. And then lift up, coming into tabletop pose. All right, so we're gonna come into table, but we're gonna take the knees a little wider. So take them out, not quite to the edges of your mat. See if you can get your big toes to touch. And we're gonna walk the left hand into closer to the center of the mat. Then we're gonna bow and arrow this right arm up. So you're gonna imagine you're pulling a string or bow up from the floor, extend up, and then lower down. Let's take that 2 more times. Lift, opening the chest, pulling back through that right shoulder, and down. Once more. And down. Go ahead and switch hand positions. The left hand is going to come up. Take that twist. And down. And 2 more. And lift. All right, go ahead and walk the hands back out, lining the wrists under the shoulders, move the knees back in. So the knees are under the hips, and we'll take a couple of cat-cow stretches, taking the tailbone up, arch the back, and then exhale, round and tuck. Again, inhale, arch, and exhale, round. Now back in neutral tabletop position, coming into bird dog, we're going to extend the right arm forward and the left leg back. I'm going to bring that right bicep up by your ear. And now we're going to take some extension here. So lift the arm and leg a little higher. Inhale and then exhale, round and tuck, bringing the elbow towards the knee. We'll take 2 more. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up and exhale down. Go ahead and return back into neutral. And then we're going to take the left leg out to the side and the right leg to the back of the mat. Open the right arm up towards the ceiling. And we'll reach the arm up and over, stretching the right side. Bring the right fingertips back towards the ceiling, lift the right leg. You're going to flex the foot, hold your balance here, lifting out of that lower shoulder. And then an optional quadricep stretch for you. You can pull the right heel back towards the glute, take the right hand down. If you can find the foot, pull it in and look down towards the mat. release, come on back into tabletop. All right, let's do that on the other side. So we're gonna take the left arm out, right leg back. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. Come back into table. Take the right foot out to the side, left foot to the back of the mat. Lift the left arm up and over, stretching your left side. And fingertips back towards the ceiling. Lift the left leg, flex the foot, hold. And then optional for you, bend the left knee, pulling the heel towards the glute, reach back for the foot, pull it in and look down towards your right hand. And then go ahead and release and come back to table. All right, starting into some core and upper body work here. Table balance. So you're going to make sure you're lined up in your table. The wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, pressing into all 10 fingertips and the tops of your feet. Engage the belly so you're pulling it tight through the belly button, and then lift the knees just about an inch. I'm going to hold for 2 breaths. And then lower the knees. Take your hips back towards your heels. Walk the hands forward, taking a modified child's pose. And then come on back up. We're going to do that again. So slide back into your table position. This time, offering a little change on that. You can tuck the toes under. However, if that bothers your toes, you can keep them flat. And you're going to, again, lift the knees about an inch. Pull for another breath. And then lower the knees, relax the toes, and sit back. This time, fingertips towards the back of the mat, giving the hands and wrists a little break. All right, come back forward. And now we're going to take that table balance into plank position. So the easiest way to do that is to tuck the toes under. Again, if you need to keep the feet flat, that's fine. But to step back to plank, you'll need to ultimately tuck the toes. So we're going to come into that table balance by lifting the knees, finding lots of length in the spine here, and then take the right foot back, and then the left. You're back in a plank position. Now let's take that back in to that balanced table, and then we'll take it back to our plank. Let's do that once more. Go ahead and walk it in, and then walk it back. From here, hold for an inhale. Exhale, we'll take the hips up into down dog and pedal out your heels. And then finding some stillness, pressing through the heels, reach through the fingers, sink into the shoulders. Then we'll come into ragdoll, walking to the top of the mat. Feet are about hip distance. Go ahead and relax down. All right, you can hold opposite elbows here. Sway over to the right and hold that stretch by kind of holding the elbow onto the side of the leg. Make sure the head and neck are relaxed. And then rotate over to the left side, hold the stretch there. And then release, come back into the center. Let go of those elbows, heel toe the feet a little closer together. Press it to your feet and round up one vertebrae at a time. That will be the last to rise, coming into mountain. Relaxing the shoulders, stand nice and tall, grounding through all four corners of your feet. Bring the arms up, inhale, and exhale, fold. Taking a half lift, hands up the front of the legs, and exhale back down. Inhale your arms wide and up overhead. Palms touch, bend over to the right, back to center, and then bend to the left. Back to center, bring the arms behind your back, interlace, press the knuckles down and fold forward, stretching the shoulders, relaxing your head, look back towards your knees. And then release the hands, bring them in front of your feet, and then take a half lift. And fold. Let's go ahead and step back to plank. You can always lift the hips high to make space, make that step back a little easier. All right. Gonna take either a tricep push-up here or a chaturanga. You can certainly go to the knees if you would like to modify that. We'll take an upward dog, opening the chest, and then downward dog, lifting the hips. Take a deep breath here. Little bend in the knees. We're gonna step to the top of the mat for forward fold. Bring the arms wide and up overhead. Palms touch, bend over to the left. Back to center, bend over to the right. Back to center, bring the arms behind your back again. Just repeating that series, knuckles down, open the chest and fold forward. Release the hands, bring them in front of your feet, take your half lift, fold and step back. Maybe the left foot steps back first, just using both sides of your body here. Again, tricep push-up or a chaturanga, or go straight to down dog. One breath in your down dog. Then we're going to take the left foot, let it lead us to the top of the mat for forward fold. Arms all the way up overhead. Hands to the heart, exhale. All right, we're going to move into our first flow series. So it's from the top of the mat, we're going to come into crescent. So we're going to step the left foot back, all 10 toes are forward. So we're going to bring that back heel in so it lines up with the toes. A little bend in the back knee and a little tilt in the pelvis. Arms are at your side, and go ahead and bring them up. All right, with the fingers extended towards the ceiling, you're going to relax the shoulders. You want to have active arms here, so you're lengthening through the arms even though the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. So this will be our inhale position, and then we're going to exhale, come down and hover that back knee. Now we're going to keep the arms up, and then we're going to press up strong through the legs. So come down, inhale back up, exhale down, inhale up. Let's take two more. Great job. Hands to the heart, step in, a little stretch in that leg, and then we'll take the right foot back. All 10 toes forward, getting set up on the other side. Take time to get your alignment right, so you're pulling that back heel up, taking that little tilt in the pelvis. Ears, shoulders, and hips are in a straight line. Bring the arms overhead. Relax the shoulders. Reach through the fingers. Take an inhale, exhale, hover that knee. Inhale, press up. Exhale down. And press. Good. Hands to the heart and step in. All right, now bring both arms up, inhale, exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale, fold, and step just the left foot back, low lunge. All right, now let's move a little bit in our lunge. I want you to get a little deeper than we just were in that high crescent. So walking that left foot back as much as you can, press down through your center, and then lift, maybe straightening that front leg a little. All right, then settle back into your lunge. Bring the back foot in an inch or so. Press into the feet and come back up into that high crescent. So we're going to repeat that move we just did. This is your inhale. Exhale, hover the knee. Inhale, press up. 2 more. All right, now from here, shift the torso forward. Swing the arms back. The back leg straightens and you're in flight. The chest is open, so you want to roll the shoulders up and back, pressing into that front foot, and then bring the arms back up to crescent. So you take a little bend in that back knee. Now straighten the front leg, hinge forward, back to flight, back to crescent as you inhale. Let's take that one more time. Down to flight, and then up to crescent. Now open up to warrior 2. So you're going to let that back heel come down. Open the arms front to back. Settling in here. Reaching through the fingers. And you want to make sure in your warrior 2 that you're not leaning forward. So it helps to kind of pull back a little through that back arm so that you get the ears, the shoulders, and the hips lined up. One more deep breath. All right, warrior 2 to 5-pointed star. So we're going to turn to the left, point the toes to the corners of the mat, and open the chest for a big inhale. And then exhale, hands to the heart, come down to prayer squat. Now we're going to work our arms, so go ahead and bring those out to cactus. You're reaching through the fingers, and then we're going to lift back up, bring the fingers to touch, and then bring down the elbows. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more, up and down, up and down. Now hold that prayer squat, hands come back to the heart, lift the right heel, lower it down, lift the left, down. All right, lift back up, 5-pointed star. Take the heels behind the toes, and we're going to come down just halfway. So a nice flat back. Come down, extend the arms out like wings. And then I want you to stop about halfway, making your neck nice and long. Reach to the crown of your head. And then notice if your weight is in the balls of your feet or your heels, and I want you to shift forward a little bit, bringing the weight into the balls of the feet. Lift through the shoulder blades, take one more deep breath, and then relax all the way down, coming into that nice wide straddle stretch. We'll take a couple of breaths to stretch here. Now we're going to take the right hand over to the left leg. You're going to take the left hand, press the palm into your low back, and then twist open to the left. Another option is to extend that left arm up towards the ceiling. And then release down. Take a breath, just allowing the body to relax to the center. And then we'll go the other way. So the left hand comes over to the right leg. The right hand comes to the low back. And taking a little bit of a twist. And then you can also extend that arm up if you'd like on this side. And we'll lower down. Come back to the center. And then start walking your hands towards the top of the mat. Adjust the feet forward. Very good. All right, take the back heel down, or the back knee down. We're going to press forward into that front knee, getting a nice stretch here in the left hip flexor. Then we're going to sit back in our half split, lifting the right toes. All right, and then come back forward. Bring the hand to the inside of the foot and heel toe the right foot over to the edge of your mat. So I have a strength move for you here. We're going to take some wide push-ups. So I'm going to give you some options. Let's go ahead and tuck the back toe and lift the back knee. So I'll start you here. If it gets to be too much, you just take the back knee down. So we're going to keep the feet as they are, but walk the hands over to the left. And then you're going to bring the hands a little wider. Normally we're in tight for tricep push-ups. We're going to be a little wider with these. All right, so again, take that back knee down if you need to. Let's do 5 push-ups. Go ahead and walk the hands back in. Since we're nice and wide, let's go ahead and take lizard. So we'll take the back knee down. You can take the right foot to a 45-degree angle and open up to the outer edge of the foot. And then options for lizard would be to stay up nice and high. You can press into the right thigh, or you can come down onto one or both of your forearms. So you can take a few breaths here. Figure out what feels best to your hips. All right, and then begin working that right foot back into the center of the mat. All right, let's lift the back knee. And then let's take the right foot back, plank position. From plank, take an inhale, exhale, hips high to downward dog, and pedal out your heels. All right, then come to the top of the mat for forward fold. Bring the arms up overhead, hands to the heart, exhale. All right, let's take that series on the other side. From here, inhale the arms up, exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale, fold, and step the right foot back for that deep lunge. So we're going to come back as far as you can, and then work that stretch a little bit. All right, settling into your lunge, we're going to bring that back foot in a little so we can rise up for high crescent. Arms stay up, take an inhale, exhale, knee hovers, and then press back up. 2 more. Now hinging forward for flight. So torso comes forward, fingertips press back, back leg straightens, chest is open, roll the shoulders back, pressing into that front foot. And then rise back up, high crescent, bending the back knee, and hinge forward for flight. 2 more, forward, and back, forward, and back. All right, let's come back to high crescent, and then we'll open to warrior 2. So pivot that back foot down, open the arms. We're gonna hold here for a couple of breaths. Remember to always kind of pull back through that back hand just to make sure the ears, the shoulders, the hips are in a straight line. Shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. One more breath. All right, let's come up to 5 pointed star. So we're going to take the toes to the corners, open the arms, inhale, open the chest, and exhale, prayer squat. Holding here. Bring the arms out into your cactus, and then lift, bring the fingertips to touch, and then back down, bring the elbows towards the waist. Inhale up, exhale down. 3 more. Think about pulling those shoulders back, keeping the chest nice and open here. Once more. All right, hold in that squat position, bring the hands back to the heart. We're going to lift the left heel, and then the right. Great job. Go ahead and lift up. Take that 5 pointed star. Heels behind the toes, and then fold forward, coming down just about halfway, putting the weight into the balls of the feet. Press through the tailbone. Lift through the shoulder blades. Make the neck as long as you can. And then relax all the way down, coming into your wide straddle. Now this time you can take the toes out a little bit and go side to side, stretching the inner thigh a little bit while you're here. And then make your way back to center. Line up the toes and the heels. And we'll take the left hand over to the right leg. Right hand presses into the low back or extends towards the ceiling, either way. And then release, come back to center. 1 breath here in the middle. And we'll take it on the other side. Right hand over to the left leg. Left hand presses into the low back or extends up. And then release, hands back in center. And then walk the hands to the top of the mat, adjust the toes forward. And we're going to take the back knee down, press forward, stretching that right hip flexor. And then we're going to come back in our half split, lifting the left toes. And then come back forward. All right, now walk the left foot out to the edge of your mat. We're going to get ready for those wide push-ups. So I'm going to lift my back knee. You can keep yours down or lift. And you're going to walk the hands over towards the right. So remember, hands are nice and wide. We're going to take 5 push-ups here. Walk the hands back. Keep that leg out, lower the back knee, and get ready for lizard. So we'll take the front foot to a 45-degree angle, open to the outer edge of the foot, and then find whatever is comfortable here for you. All right, take 1 more breath. And then start working your way out of lizard. You're going to bring that left foot back to the center. Lift the back knee, and then we're going to take that front foot back, coming into our plank position. Hold for an inhale, exhale, hips high, downward dog, and pedal out your heels. And we're going to make our way into child's pose, taking the knees nice and wide. Settle the hips down, and we're going to bring the right arm underneath the left, relaxing on the right side of the head. And then switch, left arm coming under the right. And then bring the left arm back. All right, go ahead and lift up from there. So I always encourage you to hit pause, grab some water. We're a little bit more than halfway through, so this would be a good time if you wanted to go ahead and take that break. All right, so when you're ready to continue, we're going to come forward onto our bellies. So you're going to bring the knees in and go ahead and come on down. All right, so we're going to start with some shoulder work and some work for the upper back. So you're going to lie flat, looking down towards the top of the mat. Extend the arms out in a V and then the legs out in a V. Now we're going to lift both the arms and the legs if you can. If that hurts your low back at all, just lift the arms. The leg portion is optional there. So go ahead and lift. And then we're going to pull the elbows back towards the waist, sort of like we just did with our arms in that prayer squat position, and press forward, lower back down. Lift the chest, pull the elbows back, and press forward. Open up, pull back, press forward. Let's take two more. Pull back, press forward, last one. Good job. Go ahead and take the elbows out, one hand on top of the other. Forehead is going to rest on the back of that hand, and then just rock the hips side to side. All right, good job. Back in center. Now we're going to come to Sphinx. So we're going to come up onto the forearms. Palms are down, and we're looking for a 90-degree angle here on the arms. The legs can still stay wide if you want them to, or you can bring them in. I like them wide. It feels better on my back. Then you're going to open the chest. So you want to kind of pull the shoulders back and press the chest forward. You can imagine your hands pulling back on the mat just to get a little bit of resistance to open up a little more. And then if you have a really healthy low back and you want to take this up a little bit higher, you can. Take the hands out a little bit more and then lift. You can come a little higher. Just be very mindful of how this feels for the low back. Be very careful. One more breath. And then bend the elbows and come back down. All right, we're coming into elbow plank from here. So the forearms stay down. You can always interlace or clasp your hands together. You're going to walk the legs back in, tuck the toes. And of course, elbow plank can be modified on your knees. So you can decide to lift the full body or leave the knees down. But go ahead and lift, find your way into that elbow plank position. We'll take a couple of breaths. And then we're going to walk that into dolphin. So you're going to lift the hips and start walking the feet towards the face. Look back towards your knees. Hold for a breath or two. Walk back. Take the knees down. And then slide the hands back, coming into a modified child's pose position. Fingertips pointing back, relax the shoulders, wiggle the fingers. All right, go ahead and bring the hands back forward. Let's make our way up into a tabletop. We're going to take a couple of cat-cow stretches. I want you to just take them nice and slow, really paying attention to the spine. Don't worry so much about the breath. Just feel the movement through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Back into neutral tabletop position. We'll walk the hands forward a little bit. Tuck the toes under, and then lift the hips up into down dog. All right, let's come to the top of the mat, forward fold. We'll take a half lift and a fold, and then bring the arms all the way up overhead. Hands to the heart, exhale. All right, moving into a new series, we're going to work through chair and work on our balance a little bit. So standing nice and tall, arms at your side, find that mountain pose, pressing equally down into all four corners of your feet. Then bring the arms overhead, fingertips towards the ceiling, and then send the hips back. Coming into chair pose. Look down real quick, make sure you can see your toes. And now we're going to do a little more shoulder work. So from chair, you're going to rise up and bring the arms behind you. Take a nice big circle of the arms and then bring them back up as you sink back into your chair. Lift up, circle back, and then sink into chair. 3 more. Nice big movements. Last one. All right, from chair, I want you to see if you can shift the weight into your left foot and lift the right foot. Maybe just the heel, maybe the toe stays down, or maybe you can lift the foot. Go ahead and give that a try. Lower the foot down, rise up, give those legs a little break, then settle back into chair. Shift the weight into the right foot and lift the left. And lower the foot down, rise up, bring the arms to your side. Couple shoulder rolls, work out those shoulders. Good job. All right, back in tall mountain, stand tall. Bring the arms overhead and then fold. Half lift, inhale, and exhale, fold. Now we're going to step the left foot back. We're coming to high crescent, so don't step too far back. Keep all 10 toes forward and rise up. Now from high crescent to warrior 3, so you're going to shift forward, keep the hips square, and lift the back leg. Holding here for just a moment, and then I want you to bring that left knee up. See if you can do it without the foot touching the floor, and bring the hands to the heart. One more time, press the foot back, come into that warrior 3, and then lift the knee. Now we're going to take a standing pigeon, and you may want to use a wall for support. So if you want to move over to a wall, you would just go find that support and lift the knee from there. Now for standing pigeon, from the knee lift, you're going to cross or support. Move the foot over, cross it just above the knee, and sit back in your hips. Sort of like a chair pose on one leg. You want to press down through the left knee. And then lift up, lower the foot, take an inhale, and exhale, fold. From here, go ahead and wiggle the hips, work out the hips a little bit. And then go ahead and step back, plank position. All right, working a little more balance and strength here. So we're gonna alternate lifting our arms forward. So if you want to take the feet a little wider, that may help with your stability. You're gonna lift the right arm forward. Try to keep the hips as stable as you can, and then lower the arm. Left arm forward, and lower. Right arm, and lower. Left arm, and lower. One more set. Right arm, and left arm. Very good. Down dog, take the hips up. And then top of the mat for forward fold. Bring the arms overhead. Hands to the heart. Exhale. All right, other side. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Half lift, inhale. And fold. Take the right foot back, not too deep. Keep all 10 toes forward. Rise up for high crescent. Now we're going to shift forward into warrior 3. And then bring the right knee up. See if you can do it without the foot touching the floor. Hold here, find your stability. And then press back. And bring it forward. All right, now coming into that standing pigeon again, if you want to move to a wall for support, and then cross the leg over above the knee, sit back in your hips, and you want to press that outside knee down towards the floor to get that stretch. And then lift up, release that foot, bring the arms up overhead, and fold. Now we'll wiggle the hips around a little. And then we'll step back to plank position. And this time, instead of lifting arms, we're gonna do alternating legs. So 3 sets, right foot back, left foot back. 2 more sets. Last one. Great job. Knees come down. We'll take a child's pose. Sit back and relax. Lift up from there. All right, let's stretch a little bit. So I'm going to come to the center of the mat. We'll crisscross the feet, come into seated, arms at our side. Then we're going to take the right arm up and over for a side bend. Then we'll take that to the other side. Then come back to center. Take your right arm across the body. Use the left hand to pull it back and look over the right shoulder. And then switch. shake out the arms and hands a little bit. And then bring the right arm up, pat your back, and then use the left hand to pull back, stretching the tricep. And then release and switch sides. So the left hand pats your back and the right hand pulls the elbow back. And then release. All right, take your right leg out for figure 4. Turning to face that right foot, lengthen, and then walk the hands out. Lift up from there. Take the left hand next to your hip, right arm forward. Go ahead and lift up. And then lower down and take a twist open to the left, low back, mid back, and upper back. And then come back into the center and switch sides, taking the left leg out. Sit nice and tall and walk the hands out. Then go ahead and lift. Take your right hand beside the hip, left hand forward, and lift. Lower down, and then we're going to twist open to the right, low back, mid back, and upper back. And then back to center. All right, now both legs forward. We're going to take seated forward fold. Remember, you can always keep a bend in the knees here. If you need to, go ahead and fold forward. If you can reach the feet, you can pull back, pressing the heels forward to stretch the calf. Go ahead and come up from there. Now we're going to pull the feet in. We're going to take reverse table. So the feet are hip distance apart. And the hands are behind you, fingers pointing forward. So you want to keep the shoulders and elbows back, pressing into the hands and feet, and you're going to lift the hips as high as you can. We're going to hold here. If you can, hold for 2 breaths. If not, go ahead and lower down and then come back up. And then go ahead and lower. Take a quick rest. And then let's take that again, pressing into the hands and feet. Go ahead and lift. Soles of the feet together. Let's take butterfly stretch, hinge forward. Work yourself in towards the heels if you want to go deeper. And then go ahead and lift. All right, knees come in. Now we're going to take reverse plank. So legs are extended out. You're pushing through the toes. Legs stay straight. Hands come back just like they were for that reverse table. I want you to do both of these, table and plank, to see which one you prefer. So here we go. So from here, I think key is pressing through the toes just to tighten up those legs, and then lift the hips, bringing them up as high as you can. See if you can hold for 2 breaths, rest if you need to. And then gently lower, take a quick break. And then we'll do that once more. Go ahead and lift. So scoot forward, we're going to come onto our backs. Go ahead, once you get back there, pull the knees in, gently rocking side to side. All right, let's take reclined pigeon. So cross the right leg over below the left knee, flex your feet. Reach through to the left thigh, pull back, relax the shoulders. Make sure here that the low back is pressing into the mat. And if you want, you can add a little movement by rocking side to side or making some circles. We'll take the left foot up, flex and point, rotate the ankle. Then lower that left foot down. Bring the left foot all the way to the floor and then take the bottom of the right foot over to the left. Cactus your right arm and look over the right shoulder. To center, go ahead and release. Switch sides, the left leg crosses over, pull back, flexing the feet, relaxing the shoulders. And then again, same thing here. If you want to find a little movement, you can. Extend the leg up, flex and point, and rotate the ankle. And we'll lower the leg down. Go ahead and bring the right foot all the way down. We're going to slide the bottom of the left foot over. Cactus that left arm and look over your left shoulder. Bring it back into center. Release, pull the knees in, forehead up towards the knees. And then relax down, taking the legs to the end of the mat, bring the arms to your side. Take a nice deep breath. And just allow your breath to flow naturally, taking time here to really focus on relaxing the shoulders, the wrists, and the hands. Relaxing the hips, the ankles, and the feet. Toes, lift your hands and rotate the wrists. Taking a full body stretch, reach behind you, lengthen through the fingers and the toes. And then make your way back into into seated position. All right, sitting nice and tall, arms at your side. Deep breath up, inhale. And as you exhale, float the arms down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Hands to the heart. Namaste. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.